Hey peeps, welcome back to another episode of 3 for Thursday, where I share 3 things about something on Thursday. In today's episode, I will share with you 3 quick tips on your makeup for a headshot or portrait session. Mainly a headshot, because that's where we're really close and personal with your face. I'm your host, Gladys from Heart Take the Wheel, your brand and business photographer. So let's dive into today's content. The first thing I want to mention is SPF. So SPF is generally something we all want on our face because we're always trying to preserve our face from the deathly sun, right? So while that's typically a thing that we want in our everyday lives, it's not really something that looks good on camera, because SPF, while it's blocking and protecting your skin from the sun, it's acting like a deterrent, right? In doing so, it's creating a really shiny effect in camera. And in life, we'll see it looks kind of shiny, and it in photos can look shiny and greasy and or oily. It could just look like you got a lot of shine on your face and maybe not in the way that you intended. So a little shine and dew on our face can sometimes look really well, but a lot of shine and can just look like you got a shiny face. And SPF has that unintended side effect for us in camera. So just for the sake of the photo shoot, you might want to opt for some makeup without SPF, or maybe skip the SPF moisturizer that you might typically start your day off with, and go for something that doesn't have SPF in it or has very little, or mattify it the best you can. So just consider the fact that SPF does have a shining effect in camera, especially when we have a lot of light hitting our face in our photos, so we get a lot of reflection of light, especially if you're going to be doing these outdoors and have that natural light where its job is to reflect that. You get what I'm saying. Moving on. The second thing I want to mention is you might want to go darker, bolder, deeper, stronger than you typically go. So what I mean by that is whatever you normally do for your face for everyday wear, you might want to take that a step further. Go a shade darker. If you have a palette with this is the shade you like, either go in there a second or third time to deepen and darken that color, or maybe just go for the shade darker next to it in the palette and go a little darker around the eyes, a little deeper in your blush if you want blush to show up. Bronzing, you might want to go 2 or 3 times more, a little just deeper. Don't go where you feel like you look like a clown or something, but just understand that the light, especially if you're going to get a professional headshot done with a lot of light on that face, is going to wash out your face just a hair. So you might want to take it 1 shade darker at least, or it might not show up as it looks in the mirror. Now, the third and final tip I have for you when you're doing your makeup for a headshot session would be to try and avoid glitter and shimmer. Now, that's not always possible. Sometimes glitter and shimmer is part of your brand. It's part of who you are. It's part of what you want portrayed in the photos. Just keep in mind that oftentimes, glitter especially, more than shimmer, glitter can look like white dots on your face in photography, because the light is bouncing off of it, and doing what glitter does is reflect light, and it turns into these little tiny white dots on your face. Sometimes often big white dots on your face, depending on the coarse density of your glitter words. So, I mean, if done right and there's a lot of it going on, then the person viewing the photo will just see there's a bunch of glitter going on. But if you just have a little bit of glitter or a little bit of shimmer and just 1 or 2, it's a hint of it, and just 1 or 2 dots catch, then that's where it's going to look like, why do you have white dots on your face? So, I mean, it really depends on your photographer, depends on what you're trying to convey, it depends on the kind of makeup look you have going on, maybe the quality of that makeup. Shimmer versus glitter can do different things. Glitter is the one that more commonly than not will just reflect the light and have white dots on your face. And shimmer sometimes can do it a little bit better, where it does look like intended for the most part, and less like white dots on your face. So it really does depend on how much that matters to you, on if the overall look is still conveying the right message for you, etc. So just keep that in mind, that shimmer and mostly glitter do reflect light in a way that just looks like white dots. I'll sum that up for you. Number 1, you might want to avoid SPF as much as you can for the sake of your photography session because it will look shiny and oily, possibly on your face. Number 2, it's recommended to go a shade darker in your makeup. So maybe not necessarily your foundation, but in color. So anything you do on your eyes and maybe your cheeks and any contouring you may do, you might want to take that, go in there a second time, go a shade darker than you normally do. And then finally, the glitter and shimmer thing, you might want to consider avoiding it. I personally love a good matte look, and I think it looks flawless and timeless in our photography. So for a headshot purpose, going matte is usually a really safe bet, and it looks super good, and it's all about the face rather than what you got going on the face. But it really does depend on you. It depends on what you're trying to do and the message you're trying to convey. But just keep in mind that shimmer and mainly glitter do reflect light in a way that looks like white dots on the face. So keep all of those in mind. I hope that was helpful. And like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!